around to film on my YouTube channel. It's just kind of a little get to know me. I have a few questions written down. Sorry, I keep looking over here because it's the screen on my phone, but I should actually look at the lens there. So if you see my eyes veering that way, it's because I'm looking at myself in my phone. I thought it would be a good idea for the get to know me if my husband would kindly ask me some questions. He's not going to get on the video because he's a little bit shy. But yeah, I also have some questions written on my lap that I asked some people on Instagram to write me some questions. So I need to answer them as well. So if you see me looking down, it's because I've got my laptop here as well. Yeah, so Richie, can you help me with my Q&A?
Okay.
You can't actually think of any questions to ask. Well, I'm going to start by saying that obviously I'm Scottish, as many of you know that follow me on Instagram, but I've lived in London for about 10 years. Yeah, well, about 9-10 years. The last couple of years have been really rough on me because I ended up catching Lyme disease. So it's been a really, really tough ride, but I think I'm on the road to recovery now because I started treatment about 2 or 3 months ago and it's starting to work, but there is a few hurdles that I need to get over. So that'll take time to get back on track. And I used to be a keen cyclist, so once I'm kind of on the road to recovery with Lyme, I'll hopefully be back on my bike. Yeah, so Richie, what kind of questions?
Oh, to me straight away?
Oh God, yes.
Why?
Come on. He's got stage fright and he's not even on the camera.
I don't know.
You don't know what questions to help people get to know me. Come on. Oh, for God's sake. Right.
Do you do one first?
It's not a trick question. Do you want me to film you?
No.
Oh, for God's sake. Right, I've got some questions here. I'll start by answering them. Otherwise, we're just going to be waffling on because I'm a little bit nervous. And I think so is Richie, even though he's not on camera. So, where do we start? I've got a few here. What is your most favourite thing in the world? I want to say my dog. Probably she'd say my lovely husband sitting over there. But dog then husband. Yeah, it would probably be my dog. She means the world to me. I got her when I was 19. She's now about, how old is she? She'll be 16 now. Yeah, but it's a shame because she's still up in Scotland. She didn't like London. I brought her down, but she hated it. She's used to being in the countryside. The best part about living in London, I think the best part about living in London has got to be all the restaurant food. I'm a massive foodie. Yeah, cafes, restaurants. I don't go out too much at the moment just because I've been really sick with Lyme. So it means I've got some terrible symptoms to live with. So I tend not to go out in the evenings, but my husband and I do go out through the day, grab some lunch, coffees. I would say that's the best part. That and the shopping's amazing. Not that I can spend too much money because I'm always on a tight budget, but charity shops, any of the shops for sales really. So definitely restaurants and shopping. Looking down here because I have got a few questions to get through. Do you feel any better with the treatment you're doing? So I guess that comes back to my Lyme disease, and I started treatment about 2 or 3 months ago. And I would say, yeah, it's definitely helping. I'm on a lot of tablets, about 30 tablets a day. Too many to go through. And it is someone prescribing them for me, a Lyme literate doctor. So yeah, I've not had to kind of sort that out on my own. So she's kind of guiding me through this at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, I have got a few other symptoms that I'm kind of dealing with, but I think that I need to see a specialist about that. So yeah, I do feel better with the treatment that I'm on. And I think once we've found out what else is going on, it's my sinuses and my ear and my jaw. But I think we're getting a little bit closer, and I think once we find out what's wrong with my kind of right side of my face, plus the treatment I'm on, maybe tweaking the treatment here and there, definitely be on the track to recovery. So that's that one.
Road to recovery.
On, what did I say?
Track.
On the track to recovery.
Road to recovery.
On the road. That's another, well, I don't know if it's a symptom of Lyme. I keep saying these things are a symptom of Lyme, but I don't know if it's just me. I get all my sayings muddled up, and it's just, I'm on the road to recovery, not the track. The next one, what's your job and how do you manage it whilst dealing with Lyme? I've got a few different jobs. A story behind it. Moved to London, I had no qualifications, so the only kind of thing that I could do when I moved down, I don't know how to word it, this is Lyme attacking my brain at the moment, I don't know how to get my thoughts out. What I could do is, when I came to London, I had some experience working with children, so I thought when I came to London, right, don't really have much choice, so I kind of fell into a career as a kind of professional nanny. It's been great fun. I've worked for the rich and famous. A lot of it's private, so I can't talk about it too much. But it's been fun, it's had its ups and downs, and yeah, I've had a love-hate relationship with it. I think it's some of the families, some I love, some I hate, but that's like any job. And then I trained to be a massage therapist, a sports massage therapist, and a pre and postnatal massage therapist. I didn't really like that. That was about a couple of years ago. God knows how I managed to pass that, because I was super sick with Lyme. So it's even amazing that I managed to pass that and get all my qualifications. I didn't like it. I liked the pre and postnatal massage, but I didn't like it enough to kind of keep going with it. So I fell back into the nannying again. So at the moment I'm a part-time nanny, and I've just started some part-time work with a women's fitness brand called My Gym Wardrobe. Those of you who follow me on Instagram know that I was a big fan of them, and I would wear their kit all the time. But I wasn't wearing it because I worked for them. It kind of was the other way around. So working with My Gym Wardrobe, and yeah, I'm really happy there. And yeah, I've not really answered your question. What's your job and how do you manage it whilst dealing with Lyme? So you kind of know what my job is now. Are you taking a photo of me?
Yeah.
Why? Sorry, my husband's distracted me over there. Dealing with work and dealing with Lyme has been really tough. I have to say, last winter was unbearable. It was just, I don't know if, I think because it's hard to describe, because with Lyme disease you have no immune system, so when the winter comes you get everybody's bugs and you're constantly sick, and sometimes they overlap each other. So you have one bug, or you have the cold and the flu, and then you get an ear infection, then you get a chest infection, then you get walking pneumonia. And it just becomes absolutely tedious. It's exhausting and it's not fun. So I think definitely last winter was really tough to kind of get into work. But at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I did keep going to work. It would have been easy for me to say, right, I'm too sick, I'm not going into work. I'd have got some sort of sick pay. I could have sat at home. But I think it's a good thing that I kept going to work, because I think because of your mental state, and I feel going to work and keeping a normal life, I don't know how to say it, how do I say it? As a normal life as possible.
Yeah.
Keeping a normal life as possible was important for me. So getting up, going to work. And then when I was at work, because I was a nanny, I was always super busy with kids and stuff, but it was maybe a good thing, because I went in, I was busy, and then I'd finish. And then I would go home, and that's when I'd make sure I'd rest, take care of myself. I wasn't training, so I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't cycling. So when I went home in the evenings, I'd just make sure, I wasn't sticking to, I need 8 hours sleep a night. If I was tired, I'd get 12 hours sleep a night. I was saying that with Lyme, you get insomnia, so it wasn't really good sleep. It's a vicious cycle. But then at the weekends, I really had to gauge my energy levels, and if I was super tired, I'd just make sure that I didn't do too much on the weekend. I'd have to kind of make plans, cancel them. Sometimes I could go, sometimes I couldn't, but most of the time I couldn't go to any of the plans that I made. So dealing with Lyme whilst working was hard. And I'd say now that I'm getting a little bit better, now that it's been summer, it's been a lot easier. It's only just getting into winter, so I'm praying now that I'm on treatment, it won't be near as hard this year. I have been sick on and off, but it's nowhere near as bad as last year, the year before, and the year before that. So yeah, I think I'm handling things a little bit better now, but anybody out there that's super sick with Lyme, everybody's different. So just because I could get up and go to work and force myself to go to work, and I was maybe tired and exhausted and I felt nauseous, but I had tablets for all that and stuff. But there's no saying because I could do it, someone else could. So anybody out there that can't work, I totally get that, and there's no saying. I mean, it's just my opinion at the end of the day, and I kind of had to keep going. So I think that answers that. Did you think that answers that question, Richie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you concur.
Long question, long answer.
Long answer. Too long?
No.
Should I shorten that? What's your absolute favourite piece of clothing you own? I've kind of been in the line of work where I have not had a lot of loads of spare money to splash out on kind of designer bags, designer clothes. But my absolute favourite piece of clothing has to be one of my winter jackets. It was out at TK Maxx. My husband bought me it. Well, I chose it and he paid for it. But I get so cold in the winter, and it's a big Michael Kors winter coat. It's got a massive fluffy hood. When winter comes, I just can't wait to rip it out the bag because it goes away for summer. I'd say that has to be one of my favourite pieces at the moment. And then second to that, I'd say probably white trainers. I'm obsessed with my white trainers at the moment. And then third to that, I've got to say probably a little Primark skirt that I've got a little leopard print. Yeah, it's leopard print, which some of you would have seen in my Instagram. Right. Oh, okay. I know who this is from, and I feel like I should answer this as well. Bikes or boys? Whoever asked this question, you know who you are, and I know who you are because I had to write this down. I'm happily married, so I don't chase boys anymore. But then bike or boy, bike or husband is a different question. Considering the amount of grief my husband causes me half the time, I'd probably have to say my bike. I love going out on my bike, but I do love my husband just as much, but they're definitely on par. So that's all I've got from my questions that you guys have sent me. Richie, do you think there's any more questions we can add? All that time you've sat thinking about the questions for the last, I think, 20 minutes?
Margarita or mascara?
Oh, margarita. Margarita pizza or mascara? If what? What? Just to choose my favourite?
No, you're only allowed one.
For the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Definitely mascara.
Okay.
My Charlotte Tilbury mascara, but I am open to trying all other mascaras. That's just my current obsession at the moment, is the Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Lashes Mascara.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Christmas is coming.
Matcha or mocha?
Or we just do now this or that.
Yeah.
Matcha, it means matcha lattes or mocha coffee. I've got to say, at the moment with the cold weather, definitely a one-shot mocha with oat milk. That's yeah, I'm all over that. Anything else? We've covered a lot of the stuff.
What time's dinner?
What time's dinner? I'm not making dinner tonight. He's making dinner. I made dinner last night, and he gets out of the food shopping because I do the food shopping online, so I have to go through all the effort of finding recipes, healthy recipes, ordering everything, and then it gets all turned up just for him, nice, ready to make. So yeah, I'm not making dinner. My husband's making dinner. For a get to know me, I think we've covered everything. It was just a general chit chat, get to know me. I think we've covered everything. I need a better filming situation. My kitchen is in the back. I've got some half dead flowers here. I've got bedhead from last night because I've been really sick this weekend. So it was good to chat to you all.